Surprised at the stoppage, I guess.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand, But again, I'm not right there. They speak the same language, so he was pounding the canvas. So I don't know. It was a good fight, though.
A lot of people have Porter up going. Did you have him up too?
Yeah, it was a close fight. I knew it was close. I knew it was close. That I did know it was close.
Why do you think, it was almost like the Spence fight, like the fight's right there for Shawn, and then instead of the 11th, it happens the 10th. Why do you think that is, Leonard?
Yeah.
It's just hard at this level?
Yeah. It's like, because everybody's really good at this level, at the elite level. There's only this much separation, and I didn't even see what happened with the first knockdown, and I was sitting right there in the first row. So I had to kind of go back and take a look at it.
It was a counter shot.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Just short and then
Leonard, if my vision served me correctly, that was a bit higher. It seemed like Arum was sitting right behind you. How do you see that fight? Should obviously Arrow's now been cleared to train. How do you see that fight play out? Should it take place between?
You gotta wait and see.
The critics were all saying, that Crawford hadn't fought nobody at welterweight, yada yada yada. Do you think this will shut them up? This type of performance?
Well, you're gonna have critics. They're gonna say whatever they're gonna say anyway, man. It don't matter who he fights. I mean, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
When you're very, very good at at the highest level, they're gonna always criticize you. They're gonna say, "Oh, you didn't fight this guy. You didn't fight him when he was in his prime," and it's just. But as long as they're having conversations, that's a good thing.
He gets the knockout tonight, but do you see at 34 like those legs have slowed down from where they were, against Horn?
Buzz is a very good fighter. It's not about slowing down. It's just like he's a very good fighter. Very good fighter.
What do you think? Crawford is better of the world?
Crawford, he's a very good fighter. What more can I say?
Do you think it's possible these late round knockdowns happen to Shawn because he's using so much energy? Just his style, the feints he's always using in and out, that burns up a lot of energy.
It does, but that's his fighting style. You know what I mean? That's what's got him to this point. He's been very successful at doing that. And one thing about Shawn, we know he'll fight anybody. And you just heard him in the ring. He said he's ready to fight again. That's just the kind of mentality he is. It was just awkward, the stoppage. I really couldn't, see what had happened.
Spence said the same thing. He thought it was an early stoppage.
It was just awkward.
Watching the replay on TV now.
I didn't really watch the replay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got to go back and watch it.
Gotcha.
That's why I can't really comment on it because I didn't really see it.
Talking, like X's and O's, what did you see Shawn doing that did allow him to have this fight so close?
Shawn was fighting a good fight. He was fighting a good fight. He was, and Bud was fighting a good fight. I knew it was a close fight. I'm curious to see what the scores were. You guys hear anything yet?
Yes. All three judges had Crawford up. 2 of them had it 5 rounds to 4, and 1 had him 6 rounds to 3. So
5-4. Yeah. Okay, going into 10.
Right.
That's a dead even fight.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you want to see from Terence Crawford next? He's a network and promotional free agent tonight. Errol Spence ringside. The WBC said that they want to make that fight happen. What's your thoughts on it?
What'd you say, Shawn?
Oh, no. I was just listening to Blue Blood for a minute.
Who? Is that the guy that beat Trash and Tank and Floyd? Is that the guy?
Trash and Tank and
Floyd?
Okay.
No comment, sir. No comment.
When did I try thinking?
No comment, sir.
I always uplift Floyd.
No comment.
But 2 weeks away from big pay-per-view in Los Angeles.
Huge.
On a Sunday night.
Huge.
On a Sunday night at the soon-to-be Crypto.com arena. What are your thoughts going into the event? Phenomenal undercard, might I add. Thoughts going into the event. How excited are you to see your young star in Gervonta Davis?
Well, again, I think it's a very good fight. The critics will say that, who is Cruz and this and that. Well, he's ranked in the top 10 across the board in each organization. So that tells everyone that he's one of the top lightweights in the entire world. Everyone feels the same way, not just one organization. He has everything to gain and nothing to lose. And we know that fighting Tank Davis, that's like, the biggest it gets. So we know that he's really prepared. He was already fighting on the card. We put him on the card just in case something did happen, kind of forward thinking, planning. No one else was ever considered. So, I know Cruz is coming. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, man. He's ready, and again, it's going to be a tremendous fight.
It's coming.
It'll be interesting because from a style standpoint, Tank is fighting a shorter guy.
First time ever.
Right, and he normally is able to get underneath shots of the guy. So it'll be interesting once they get in there. But we know Tank is coming. He's going to bring it. He's going to get the fans exactly what they want to see.
I was fortunate to be up in Mount Charleston last week as he was working alongside Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
Some phenomenal work. He explosive as always. What do you think keeps him so motivated? It seems like he just wants those bigger and better things. What do you think it is that keeps him so motivated in the gym? Off social media, you don't really hear much from him. He's just locked in. Why do you think? Why do you think that is, Leonard? Do you think he, at this point, he sees the bigger picture for those superstar fights?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's just doing his thing. He's really, really matured. I want to really say that he's really, really matured from 2.5 years ago, and he understands what's at stake. He has a tremendous opportunity to do something really, really special. He's a generational talent. And the sky's the limit on where he can take this. And we're just gonna line these guys up one by one and knock them down.
Leonard, by any chance, did you happen to hear Bob Arum's comments this week? Obviously, with Gervonta fighting December 5th, Loma fighting, Teofimo fighting this upcoming weekend. He said, should both fighters be successful, he plans to call either Floyd or Al to make that fight happen.
What else is Bob supposed to say? I mean, he's trying to get his kids some press. He fights in like a week, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's all that is. I mean, you can't even start to begin to have a conversation when a guy thinks he's bigger than actually what he is. I mean, he done something really wonderful. He beat Lomachenko, who not some of you guys, but some of the other media members thought he was the greatest thing ever since sliced bread. It was a tremendous victory. But that's just only one fight, It's a lots of good competition out there, and everybody just kind of focuses on a couple names. But it's a lot of good fighters, in and around those weight classes. Just not the 2 or 3 names that they name, and you got to be on point each and every fight. And you see that he continues to talk about things that don't really, instead of focusing on his opponent. And Kambosos is a solid fighter. He's a good fighter. You can never overlook anybody, because anything happens in this fucking in the ring when you get in there. You get caught with some shit, and I've seen it. Happen to TBE. So all that bullshit when people talking about, this guy and he just gonna blow him out the water. No, man, you got to get in there, and that's why each fighter prepares, and you get in there and you see what happens.
And Shawn said that Tank did very well, praised how sharp he was. Does that mean, there was some talk between him and Keith Thurman, he could fight at welterweight one day?
I don't put too much into the sparring stuff. We never have. What goes on in the gym, I've seen, you can imagine over the last 25 years, I've seen it all. Mm-hmm. I've seen it all, because we've had the best of the best in camps, and I've watched, I don't put too much. It's more to just the sparring. It's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. The mental preparation. The focus. It's a lot of little things that make a big difference when you step in that ring. You know what I mean?
I don't know how much you can comment right now, but with Rolly, are we going to see? Is there any plan for him to come out? Because it seems like he doesn't have any criminal charges or anything.
Well, you gotta let that play itself out. Yeah, you gotta let that play itself out. I mean, that's a legal matter, and gotta let it play itself out. See what happens.
With TBE, you saw, arguably.
What's up, D?
If not one,
What's up, young fella? What's up, young fella? Hey, Leonard, how you doing, man?
First night check.
Oh, man, see that embrace. But you know, Floyd was one of the top 5 counterpunchers ever. What'd you make of Bud Crawford's counterpunching ability?
He's a very good counterpuncher, very good, and that was obviously their game plan. And you know, and he didn't have much ring rust at all. Bud's an excellent fighter. I've been on record with saying that. You know, he's the real deal.
When they talk about high-speed chess, though, is this what they were talking about?
Yeah. You know, and you have to have the ability to think, like, you know, and
they did.
yeah, and you find very few people who are able to make adjustments, and he's one that can make adjustments on the fly. Very impressive.
Porter did too.
What side do you consider Terence Crawford now?
He's a very good fighter. That's all I can say. He's a very good fighter. I've been saying that.